Hi there, Ace here. We've got an encore episode for you that's an excellent placement just prior to the holidays. Just a couple of things, though. Jim and Matthew will reference the Clarity Compass as it's so appropriate to knowing where you are heading into the holidays with your finances. It might be a good refresher to look back at a few prior episodes like 83, 4, and 5, when the guys interview, well, me and my incredible wife about how we worked within the Clarity Compass process. And just a quick heads up on Matthew, he's doing great, and I expect both the guys will be in the studio shortly.
If one of the things that's very important to you is to not wake up on January 21st with the Visa hangover, this is how you get the anchor up off the bottom 1 inch today. Did you know that we have 3 very complicated, interconnected relationships that when one gets a little out of whack, it might affect the other relationships?
Ooh, what are those?
Your relationship with money, your relationship with people, and your relationship with self.
Wow, sounds like there's a lot there.
The intersection of those 3 relationships is what we call financial sobriety. Maybe we should introduce ourselves. What do you think?
Oh, that's a good idea. Jim Gebhardt.
And I'm Matthew Grishman. We are the co-creators of the podcast, Financial Sobriety.
Well, and you're the author of the book, Financial Sobriety,
Well,
which led to the podcast.
let's go. What are you grateful for today, brother?
My gratitude today is, it's a little different. We're in the middle of a massive remodel.
You don't say.
And I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the show, but this is something that's been in the works for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I'm finding that one of the things I'm grateful for about this process, and this goes to an aspect of my character that goes all the way back to probably when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I have an obsession with quality. I have an obsession with craftsmanship. I have an obsession with things that are done well. I don't have to, it doesn't have to be like my thing, but I just have a wonderful appreciation when something is done very well by somebody that's very good at their craft.
Sure.
And as we go through this remodel, and the house is, right, it's going to get uglier before it gets pretty again. And I am grateful that we have craftsmen that can still make beautiful stuff, and that things that I've seen that have been broken for the 15 years we've owned the house. And I don't mean broken in the sense that
Sure.
they don't work, but
They're made crappy.
they were made crappy.
Yeah.
They were installed crappy. They weren't quality products to begin with. They've disintegrated and
They've got gremlins in them. Yeah.
and to now see those things, as we would say, right the ship, right?
Yeah.
As those things are being corrected, improved, modified, enhanced, using the best techniques, technology, commercial products available. So that's my gratitude today.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's cool stuff. Mine's steak.
Like a stake in the ground.
Oh, no, like a steak in my tummy.
Oh, excellent.
Good steak. And it's not really the steak that I'm grateful for. It's what I have that prepares that steak. And I love what your gratitude was, because I was thinking about what I was grateful for this morning,
Which was steak.
because we had some leftover steak from these beautiful prime cuts of meat that I was able to grill. And what I'm really grateful for is my Weber grill. Like you said.
Are they sponsoring us now?
No, but things that are made of quality. I was
Yes.
just thinking this morning, some of these things that I kind of just take for granted all the time. Hey, I'm able to cook food and it tastes great. But really trying to not take for granted some of these little things that I take for granted. One of those being my Weber grill, which in the spirit of what you just shared of gratitude, things that are made incredibly well. I have a lot of gratitude for this little grill I have on my deck.
Yeah.
That can cook a steak as good, if not better, than any restaurant I might go to and eat a steak.
Well, okay, let's slow down for a second and explain why that is. Can I explain why that is?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm confused. What is the purpose of you having a grill?
So I can cook my steak.
You don't cook your steak.
I grill my steak.
No, you don't.
Well, I char my steak.
It's on for seconds.
Well, except I overcooked this steak.
I have had somewhere over under 200 steaks with this man,
Yeah.
and I can order for him in a restaurant.
Yes.
black and blue or as rare as legally possible.
There you go.
When he looks at Hector the server, that's always how it is ordered.
Exactly. No, I am very, very grateful for my Weber grill and for my steak this morning. It was very, very tasty, and it's given me a full belly and
Nice.
lots of good brain power, hopefully, to be here today.
So what are we talking about today, Clem?
Oh, I think the more appropriate question is, what aren't we talking about today?
Gotcha. So this is 6-part Megla series?
Well, I just think after the time that we spent with Jeff and Teresa kind of modeling for our tribe here what the Clarity Compass experience is like, I think it probably makes some sense just to spend some more time talking about why we do that and connect the dots between how that Clarity Compass exercise not only is going to be a benefit to Jeff and Teresa as they just shared with us, but also, how that's going to be a benefit to anybody here in the Financial Sobriety Tribe who decided to play along with us. What can we predict about their future? What do we see coming over the next couple of months, especially with the holidays, the least financially sober time of year? And I think we can even take a little step back from that and talk a little bit about what is actually going on in the world.
What's going on in the world today?
I don't know. You tell me. What's going on in the world today?
Well, you have the agenda. I'm the color. I'm color commentator today.
Oh, are you going to be my?
I'm John Madden.
You're gonna. No, I'm John. Is John? Oh no, that's right. Pat Summerall was the.
Well, you see, that's a hell of a play he's got there.
All right, you can be my John Madden. But going into the holiday season, I think there's a lot of stuff we can communicate about what's happening and why the exercise of a Clarity Compass is going to help us move through this holiday season with the stated goal you and I have for every single January 21st we come in contact with. What happens every January 21st, plus or minus a couple of days?
Inauguration.
Good. That's a good guess. Not the right answer for this question, though. Try again.
That's every 4 years.
Right. But what happens on or around every January 21st?
Well,
And I know of one special to us, but that's not the one I'm thinking about either. You can say it, though.
That's when you get the Visa card. That's when you get the credit card statement.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, right around the third week of January is when that bill comes in the mail to remind us how mindless we were during the holidays. Potentially.
I have something else to add in the way of gratitude then.
Oh, please do.
I was reviewing our bank accounts the other day because going back to the
ours is in me and you, or ours is in you and Beth?
As me and Beth.
Oh, okay.
And given our remodel situation, there's a wee bit of cash that's moving around, ins and outs. And I was like, what account is this? I told what account is this? I had no idea. I was looking at it. I'm like,
wait, you found an account that you did not know you had?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's our Christmas fund.
That's awesome.
I loved it.
And you didn't set it up?
I did set it up.
Oh, you just forgot about it.
I set it up. I funded it. We fund it every month. And I had forgotten about it.
So the brain had a little goes ins and goes outs moment.
It was like when you do the laundry and you reach in the pants pocket afterwards to like put there's $20 in there. There was a little bit more than $20 in there, and I was like, oh, that feels really good. Christmas, there will be no Christmas hangover.
It will all be prepaid.
It's prepaid.
What a beautiful layaway plan.
It felt so good.
Even though this isn't directly on the agenda today, let's talk about that for a minute. Because
that's kind of my job assignment on the show, is to derail your agenda.
Thank you. Well,
okay.
It's within the agenda because we're trying to prepare for the upcoming holiday season, and you, without even realizing it or remember it. Now,
I
full disclosure.
Remembered it.
Right.
I just forgot.
As I was going to say, what did we talk about in studio last time?
No clue.
Exactly. My point. So you've got a great forgetter, and for the benefit of this show, it's even more fun. So talk about that for a minute. When did you establish it? How did you fund it? Do you remember those things?
Yeah. This is probably year 3 of having that set aside.
Okay.
One of the things that has worked the absolute best for us the last, I don't know, handful of years are auto transfers, auto savings, right? We talk a lot about the concept of it comes right off the top.
So paycheck comes in, savings goes out into another
goes
account.
In, the 529 contributions go off the top.
For the kids' college.
All of them.
Right.
All 22
you got
of
a few
them.
of those, yeah.
We should just start our own college. I don't know what we're doing.
You should start your own baby factory.
That factory's closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We don't have our property taxes escrowed. We do that ourselves.
Okay.
That goes off the top.
Okay.
The Christmas fund goes off the top.
Okay.
And pretty much 10% savings, not always, but that one I don't have automated. I manually push that one. The other thing we do at the end of the month is if there's anything in our operating account, right, the main goes ins, it goes outs account.
Right. The pay everybody else account.
We've developed a nice little habit with that on the last day of the month, knowing that we have paychecks and such being deposited the next day, if there's anything in that account, I go back to one of my favorite characters on Dora the Explorer. I become Swiper. Only in this case, it's Swiper, yes swiping, not no swiping. I swipe.
You pull it out and you put it where?
Back in our savings account.
Lovely.
It disappears.
So you've developed a little bit of a bookend strategy with this whole pay yourself first concept. You're paying yourself first and last. If there's something left.
Yes.
Now, what is fascinating about this is you said you've been doing this now for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Prior to doing this, money would come into your bank account at the beginning of the month, and then what would happen?
It would go out.
To everybody else.
Yeah.
Was there generally anything left over?
No.
Yet now, and has your pay substantially increased these last 3 years, or are you and I still paying each other kind of the same?
We are still pretty much paying one another the same.
Okay. So something has happened where somehow you made a decision. I'm hoping through some of the conversation that we've been having in here and personally, where instead of paying everybody else first, you decided to start paying yourself first. Right off the top.
Yes, sir.
And yet there still seems to be enough to pay for everything else you need to pay for. And on occasion, there's even money left over.
That's correct.
Holy shnikes, Batman.
Well, it's
how's that happen?
It's the discipline muscle that we've always talked about, right? It's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. If the money's not there, you can't spend it. That's our mindset.
I'm going to push you to tell you it's that and this is going to tie back to
the Fed?
Why we're getting there.
Okay.
Why Jeff and Teresa were brave enough to do Clarity Compass for the whole world to watch. You and Beth are crystal clear on the people, places, and experiences that are most important to you. You may not have been 3 or 4 years ago.
True.
Because when your money would come in and you'd pay out everybody you owe money to, there was rarely anything left. And you felt like, we're right here. We're barely treading water. Yet our pay has remained relatively the same. You're paying yourself from what it sounds like between the 529s, the Christmas fund, the 10% savings, the tax that you don't escrow, that you're putting more than 10% off the top away for yourself.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yet there's still enough to pay everybody else you need to pay.
Well, the thought bubble that's coming in is if it's not there, you can't spend it.
Sure.
Right? So if those things
So you
come
just
off
let
the
it go.
top,
Yeah.
then you got to let other stuff go. Like, well, yeah, we don't need that right now.
You don't need the extra boba this week?
Whatever it is.
Sure.
Right? And with the technology being what it is, you can easily glance and go, oh, it's the 17th of the month and there's that much left, huh?
$17 left in the checking account.
All right. Well, here we go. And we make it difficult because we segregate them out into different accounts.
Sure.
Right? So it's not easy to just go grab it from one savings account and
Sweep it
now,
back.
hey, there's plenty of times, full disclosures, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there are plenty of times where life happens, orthodontia happens, an emergency room happens, this happens, you name it. And we got to pull something back over to cover.
Those are called emergency expenses. And
which we have
an emergency savings account for that.
God bless.
That's
Yes.
the whole point of funding that account.
I didn't always have that.
Yeah. I really fully believe in my heart that you're able to cover all the things you have to cover every month because you're clear, because you've gone through the Clarity Compass. And it's a lot easier for you and Beth now to say no to this so we can say yes to that.
I would agree.
That's beautiful. Why is this important right now? Why do you think us having this conversation about paying yourself first, being intentional, having the discipline muscle, going through the Clarity Compass this time of year, October, November, why are we going through the Clarity Compass now?
It's preparation. It is flexing your discipline muscle as we go into the craziest time of the year when it comes to I want, or going back to some of your old playbook, I want to be able to shower my people
Right.
with stuff.
Yep.
That's what the holidays have really devolved into. We, in our family, try to make it more about experiences in the context of our home being remodeled.
That's quite an experience.
We don't have any concept of what Christmas is going to be like in terms of a Christmas tree. Do we have any room for a Christmas tree? All 6 family members are going to be living in the equivalent of a studio apartment. And yet, both the girls want to be home for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
I got kind of emotional about it because for me, it was a symbol. It was a sign that to them, it's not about the place. It's about being together,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to make it more about experiences and less about stuff. And we're like broken records on this conversation around preparation and discipline. But if you want to have a different experience this holiday season and not get to the 21st of January, 2023 with an moment when the credit card comes in, then you got to do something different.
Right. And that's why we are going to continue to have the same exact conversation over and over and over. Because I know some of our tribe, the very first time we had this conversation, decided to make a change. But then I know there are people who are part of this conversation who heard what we had to say, but
that would be
gosh,
nice. That sounds nice.
That's not for me. That's for them. That's for them.
That. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I can't do that.
No.
And sure enough, they woke up on January 21st while we were here celebrating victory, feeling pretty low about themselves. And my heart just was full of feeling that feeling with them.
Because we can more than empathize it because we've been there ourselves.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
And not all that long ago. So we did it again. And then we came to the January 21st of last year and we celebrated again. And yet there were people who reached out to us who told us, I'm so grateful for the work you two do. I just don't think I'm capable of that.
You are eminently capable.
Absolutely.
It's not fun.
No.
You want to be able to go a little mad, a little cuckoo, a little nutty with showering your people with gifts.
Yeah.
But there's also a stark reality, particularly against the backdrop of the economy and what's going on.
Oh, I'm especially afraid this year.
Well,
and I'll get there in a second here. Please finish your thought.
In our financial sobriety lingo, this is a sobering time. There's a lot of things going on, and we would strongly encourage our community to use this opportunity to do it differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to not just throw the towel in and go, okay, well, this one, we're going to overspend again this holiday season, right? That's what we are very well trained to do. But if it's not in your financial best interest anymore, you are capable of doing this. I don't think I'm unusual with this, but, we'll get a $200 refund check from something, or we'll get $52 back in the mail from refund on something that we used a credit card for. I can't really articulate this very well.
Probably going to get a little stimulus money here from Thank You State of California in the next couple of weeks.
Right. And what I like to do is I like to actually cash those little checks and squirrel them away.
Like a nut in a tree?
Like a nut in a tree.
Which tree do you put them in?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
That gives me some cash to be able to do some things and I intentionally use it for the holidays.
Sure.
Right.
But you don't have to do that as much because
I don't.
You've done that already.
I
this
don't.
year.
But where I'm going with that idea is just do what nobody else does and accumulate some physical cash. I told a client not too long ago that was really struggling with debt. Their income was nowhere near what their lifestyle was. They were in the process of trying to, I think she had 11 credit cards.
Oy vey.
None of which had high balances in dollar terms, but when you add it all up, it was a year's worth of her income.
Wow.
That's not a very comfortable place to be.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
So one of my suggestions to her was to get on a better pattern with the spending. We've talked a lot about the tangibility of money. I said, okay, go into your household budget and look at those things that you splurge on a monthly basis, add it all up, take half of that amount, and go to the bank and get cash. So let's pretend it was $200 a month. Go to the bank and get $100 in cash, ideally in 5s and 10s. Put it in an envelope, put it in your sock drawer, whatever, your kitchen drawer, wherever your junk drawer is, right? And That's all you got. And when it's gone, you're done. Just little things like that. So if you want to...
Have you circled back with her on that?
Yeah, she's down to 7 credit cards.
Oh, good.
She has sent me pictures of them cut up, which has been part of the homework assignment.
Beautiful.
They're paid off. I need a picture.
How does she do with that cash? What happens as a result of your spending money being cash instead of a swipe, a bleep, a tap, a click?
I think
For her.
if she were self-grading, she would give herself a B to B minus.
Fabulous.
Right? Huge progress from a dead F.
Oh, if you're
Right?
a dead F and you're if you're passing, if you got a C or better,
Yeah.
huge progress.
Huge.
This isn't about perfection.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
about
no,
progress.
no. Huge progress.
Yeah, yeah.
So if the Christmas fund, if wanting to do something different this holiday season and not have a credit card statement that, makes you take your breath away, you've got time left on the clock to do something about it.
Absolutely.
And start wherever you can start.
Right off the top, the next deposit you get. Remember, we don't have to get the anchor all the way in the boat to get in motion.
Yeah.
We just need to get it up an inch. Here's 1 inch. The next payroll deposit that hits your bank account, take $50, $100, $200, whatever is comfortable to you. Let's call
1%, 2%, something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right off the top into a savings account,
Or cash. I'm good either way.
or take the cash out and put it in an envelope. That's just like what Jeff and Teresa experienced, and everybody we've ever taken through the Clarity Compass has experienced. What am I going to do today to get started to be able to fill this value? If one of the things that's very important to you is to not wake up on January 21st with the Visa hangover, this is how you get the anchor up off the bottom 1 inch today. That next paycheck.
Love it.
Just do that.
Love it.
I'm so glad we're talking about this because I am really, really nervous about this upcoming holiday season because of what's happening in our world today with the Federal Reserve Bank, with our government, the decisions that they're making. And this is all kind of follow on because all this talk about inflation would normally get me thinking, well, heck, nobody's going to spend any money this holiday season, right? Because prices are up.
Who are you looking at?
Everybody,
Oh.
everybody that we got a whole audience here today in the studio.
Gotcha.
I've been talking with you here.
Can we call them our studio audience? I've always wanted to say that.
We have a studio audience today. I like it. We have Ace in studio. We've got JD in studio, and we even have a special guest, Miles Grishman, in studio today, observing. It's Dad take his son to work today.
Exactly.
I love it. If only he could have flown me here today.
We're getting there.
We're working on that.
That's when we do the show on location.
Exactly. Oh, that's coming. No,
What's got you anxious there, Clem?
What's got me anxious is this whole talk of inflation and the Fed trying to smash demand.
They're gonna.
They're gonna, but what did all of the service and product manufacturers in our world do as a result of missing out on all the money they could have made during COVID when all of the stimulus money was out, but everything was shut down and nobody could go spend a dollar? Supply. All the stuff. I mean, I'm reading more and more articles about clothing stores, auto manufacturers, parts suppliers. The inventory has been built. They've over-inventoried. All this stuff is now sitting on their shelves to make up for the products and services that couldn't be sold.
Yeah, but they'll put that stuff on sale. What's the problem?
Do you know what a sale does to somebody like me?
Yeah.
It makes
kryptonite.
It makes me feel like I'm losing money if I don't go buy 10 of those today because they're on sale.
Spaving.
This is scaring the ever-loving shit out of me right now.
Is it scaring you for you, or is it scaring you for our tribe?
It's scaring me for our tribe
Okay.
because even though I can sit here today and tell you I'm not going to go swiping this holiday season, I am well aware enough of my spendaholic ways that I can have just some crazy thought come into my head as I'm perusing some store somewhere because I have to be somewhere where I could get that slippery thought that goes, ooh, I've always wanted that, and it's half off.
Well, you
ooh,
got-
I better get 3.
You got 10, 10, 10, baby.
I got 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
I got tools and I've got accountability partners. So I'm not as worried for myself, even though I know I'm never going to be cured of my spendaholism, and I have to work hard every single day at using the tools that we've created here at Financial Sobriety to keep me on track, right?
Absolutely.
Because 99% of the time I get off track, I need financial sobriety to bring me right back. I am very fearful for our tribe. I'm fearful for our community. I don't carry this and lose sleep over it, but it's at least worthy of a conversation today in studio. We've got a Federal Reserve Board, as you've talked about, doing everything they can to put the brakes on.
The cost of living and the changes that are going on are real. And as we've talked about on the show, people are having to choose between filling their fridge, filling the tank in their car, or filling their medicine cabinet with prescriptions because the cost of everything is up.
Yep.
And with supply starting to catch up, right? Well, part of what I think you were talking about is that supply is catching up, but demand is going to
drop. Yeah.
Demand is already dropping.
Right.
Another
Supply is
way-
going beyond catching up is what is the fear.
Another thing you could go look at, and if you don't believe us, go look at commodity prices on things like wood, lumber. Go look at other basic commodity prices that, different metals, and go look at shipping and the cost. I mean, a lot of the shipping container prices used to be $2,000 to $4,000 a container. During the COVID and the post-COVID, those went to like $25,000 a container.
Yep.
Those are way back down.
Yep.
So some of that pig in the python in terms of the glut that happened due to the supply chain, those things are starting to catch back up. So you have a combination of supply is increasing and demand is declining.
Right. What's that going to do to prices?
Cue the crickets. Right?
It's going to make
That's
them
a cricket.
really attractive
That's
to
a
me.
cricket. That's a cricket sound.
Yeah.
On the investor side of the balance sheet, not the spending side of the balance sheet,
Yeah.
I met with clients yesterday that are, for the first time in their lives, they are excited to have tremendous amounts of cash looking for investments. In their particular case, they're looking for real estate investments.
Mm-hmm.
And they are very excited at the fact that interest rates are going up, which is dramatically affecting the real estate market, cooling that off dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
Should continue. We'll talk about the anticipated Fed moves here in a second while everybody's still awake. And
I'm still awake.
they're excited because the sale that they're going to experience is on the investment side of the aisle,
Yes.
not on the Allbirds side of the aisle.
Right.
Right? I know that's sensitive for you.
I'm good.
I'm in your inner sanctum of footwear there.
I know, but I'm good. I got plenty of birds. We're good for a while.
That's the ideal.
Yeah.
Is having cash in a recession from an investment standpoint, whether it
To
be the
take
stock
advantage.
market, the real estate market.
Sure.
And maybe you're into buying businesses. I don't know what you're into.
Sure.
But that side of it is a wonderful opportunity. And I get your concern over people going into the holidays and, things being on sale and maybe they rack up the credit card to do it.
Well, and especially here in California, because what concerns me is while we have the Fed pulling the brakes on those three levers you talked about a few episodes ago, you've got the fiscal side of things, you would think working in tandem with the Fed, but they're not. Our government, both at a state and federal level.
Can we redefine fiscal policy?
Okay. So, monetary policy is the money supply, right? The policies around money, and the Fed's in charge of that.
Okay, the Fed does
Federal
that.
Reserve Bank, right?
Cool.
Fiscal
They have the
policy,
spigot on cash flow.
how much
in and
cash
out of
is
the
in the
economy.
system, right?
Okay.
And there's three different levers they can use to control the amount of cash.
Sure, the red
that's
one, the
in
white one, and the blue one.
Bingo.
Right.
Then you've got this thing called fiscal policy, which is the policies established by Congress, bills and laws that are passed by Congress, signed by a president, that dictate things like tax law, like fiscal stimulus, the ability to take taxes that the government has collected and send them all back to us in the form of fiscal stimulus to help ease our pain and suffering. So you have these two independent entities that in a perfect world would be in alignment with the fact that trying to put an end to the inflation that we see today, let's work together to do this. But that's not happening. It's not happening. Here's my takeaway. Here's why we're doing all this.
Be prepared.
Be prepared, and let's not get sucked into the fact that these sales might bait us into buying stuff we really don't need. Let's make this holiday season and let's make the holiday gifts about what you were talking about, which is the girls coming home and wanting to be with their people. Let's make the holidays this year about fostering connection, because isn't that really what financial sobriety is all about? It's about bringing a more intentional relationship for you with your money, with your people, and with yourself. So let's put all this noise aside. Let's forget about the temptation and the dangling of the carrot of all these cool, cheap goods that we're going to be able to go gobble up because we think we need them. Yet if we really apply 10-10-10, we know most of that garbage is going to be sitting in a closet or on a shelf somewhere in 6 weeks, simply collecting dust. Pay yourself first, and let's build a holiday that fosters connection with the people, the places, and the experiences that truly bring us joy in life. And with that, brother,
That's a wrap.
if you like what you heard, leave us a review and be sure to subscribe. And check out our website, yourfinancialsobriety.com. Thanks again for listening today. Here to help you find more clarity, confidence, and capability along your journey into financial sobriety. I'm Matthew Grishman.
And I'm Jim Gebhardt.
Be intentional with your money.
Jim Gebhardt is a registered representative of and securities offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Jim Gebhardt and Matthew Grishman are investment advisor representatives of Gebhardt Group Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, and Gebhardt Group Incorporated are not affiliated. The opinions in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or investment recommendations. To determine which investments or financial advice may be appropriate for you, consult a financial advisor prior to investing. Any reference to market performance is based on historical information, and there is no expressed or implied guarantee of future performance. Opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of Brokers International Financial Services, LLC. The topics discussed and opinions given are not intended to address the specific needs of any listener. Gebhardt Group Incorporated does not offer legal or tax advice. Listeners are encouraged to discuss their financial needs with the appropriate professional regarding your individual circumstance.